is the Colorado Alert. Civil defense information will be broadcast at 6:40.
West of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello.
Y2K, how can we prepare?
Stop a few of their machines and radios. Throw them into darkness for a few hours.
We are fighting for our lives. My family must survive.
Food for 5 years. 1,000 gallons of gas. Air filtration, water filtration.
Hey guys, and welcome back to the workshop. Who do I have with me? But you look tired. You tired?
Yeah, I'm tired.
It's been a long weekend, hasn't it? Yes, we figured we'd get on here. We didn't know. We gave it nobody any notice whatsoever. So if you pop on, it'd be great to see you. Byron Roberts, good to see you. Always nice to see Byron in here, isn't it? One of our biggest supporters. Love to see you, brother. So this schedule has been all over the place while I've been on the road. And yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? Because we've been having a hell of a time building the brand, building the cabin, going to events, meeting incredible people, handing out handshake patches. And today we took a day, didn't we?
We did.
Yeah, we'll talk about that in a little bit. How's that? So we popped on, wanted to get something recorded for those out in the audio only sphere as well, but this is on YouTube and Facebook right at the moment. I guess since the last time we came on, it's been about a week. We did maybe not quite a week yet, but we did a recap. We did a recap of LFTN.
I think that was on Monday night, wasn't it?
Monday night
So almost a week.
Yeah, we did. Actually, no, we did a couple we did.
Or was it Sunday?
Patrick come over Sunday. We did one Sunday.
Yeah.
Then you and I did one Monday night where we recapped LFTN.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good time. So we haven't been quite a week since we've been on.
Well, and Patrick's and yours wasn't the greatest either, though.
Oh man, it was so choppy. And I apologize for that, guys, but it's been part of it, you know. We'll by the time I'm down to the cabin next time, we're gonna have a permanent mount for Starlink on the roof.
Oh, that's no job at the Starlink. The Starlink's been incredible.
Oh yeah, no, it's great. It was just we need to be a little more proactive with trimming some trees, getting it up higher. But man, when you have a clear line of sight to the north sky, Starlink is a friggin' game changer.
Yeah, no, it's really good.
We've seen a few RVs this weekend with Starlink already too.
I think pretty much every
I
RV
think they all
had it,
did,
yeah.
weren't they? Yeah. So just to put into perspective, not to tear ourselves down or anything, but what we've done since last week. So after LFTN, like I said, Patrick come down. We spent the day, and then
it was just the
evening with Patrick.
Yeah, because he wanted to get home.
An evening for supper with Patrick. Yep. And then the next day, Brian came over, and we worked that day. That's right. That was Monday.
Yes.
Yeah, Monday Brian came over and we worked all day on projects around there. I think Brian came, or maybe we just worked. Anyway.
I can't remember.
Yeah, Tuesday we ran and got supplies all day, remember?
Yes.
That was a hell of a time. So we went to, never actually been to one before, but the Habitat for Humanity Restore. Yeah. They actually did pretty good. What all did we pick up there?
We picked up, we found a love seat and an ottoman.
Yep, love seat and an ottoman. Oh, fancy. Cottage has an ottoman. Ooh.
And a couple cabinets to go in the kitchen area.
Yep. Stuff we're going to mount on the wall, I think, right? Yep. Okay.
And then we found a whole bunch of peel and stick vinyl
flooring for $10 a box. Mm-hmm. Beautiful stuff you were happy with.
Yeah.
So that's going to help hopefully cut down on the dirt in the cabin a little bit for you.
And
and a piece of countertop.
Oh, piece of counter to go on top of the cupboard that we're
going to build.
Yep.
So that was good. And then we spent all day Wednesday, Brian and I, out in the hot sun. I started in the morning, hauled all the lumber up the hill.
Well, we hauled up quite a bit that night.
We did. Home, yeah, we did. And did we have rain that night? No, that was the night before.
That was the night before. Everything was still wet.
Yeah, everything was still muggy and hot and humid.
So I think it was like 31.
It was, yeah. So it was like 84, 85. So just to convert it to freedom units for you, you know.
I don't convert anything.
I'm not going to hold it against you, beautiful. So then we spent Wednesday building probably 2/3 of our, bathhouse, I guess we're going to call it.
Bathhouse / laundry / toilet / laundry or storage.
Yeah, but we took some time to figure it out, and we got a nice spot for the composting toilet, a nice spot for the 3-foot by 3-foot shower stall.
Yep.
A spot for a rolling washing machine. It's a spinner washer or spinner dryer, whatever they call that. Hey.
Yep. It's both washer and dryer. Yeah.
And it's going to have some storage in the corner. Mm-hmm. So we may eventually be able to do away with our storage locker.
And you know what I was thinking too?
What's that,
where
sweetie?
we put that if you go on the corner,
Yes.
the clothesline we picked up will reach nicely to a tree going.
Oh, it would too. Yeah.
across in the back there. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And then we did some thrift store shopping and picked up some board games, some DVDs, some candle holders.
Yes, lots of candle holders, but we still never got candles.
That's all right. I think my favorite pickup of the whole thing was that fireplace tools.
Yes.
So we found it was like, what was it, like $2 or something?
No,
Or
I think it
more
was
than that?
$8. I think it was like $8.
Okay.
It's cast iron.
Cast iron fireplace tools, which will work perfectly for our wood stove.
Yep.
So only thing it had was a loose nut. I'm used to loose nuts because that's what I am. And so I just got to tighten it up and fix it. So that'll work out pretty good. All right. So that brings us to Wednesday night, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then we got up first thing Thursday morning, didn't we? Took a gas station shower, which is fine. And we didn't actually have to do anything other than go to our storage unit and then drive, did we?
Didn't we leave Wednesday night after you and Brian were done?
Yes, that's right. That's why it was so. See, guys, my brain isn't there. So
no, we left Wednesday
my
night.
bad. Right. So as soon as Brian and I finished at 3:00, we hit the road.
Yeah,
and we
because we just figured a couple hours just to get it under our belt.
How far did we go? Not as far as we wanted. I can't remember.
About 3 hours.
Yeah, we got about 3 hours in before we were beat.
Yeah.
Called it quits and then got up in the morning and headed right out. And who we got in? Hey, Hardway, Alaska. Hey, Mrs. and Mr. Tool couple. Good to see you, Hardway. So we're on our last 10-ish days of being down south and mixed emotions. I'm going to miss it, but it's time to get home.
I want to get home. Yeah.
It's really time to get home. Angus, I'm sure, has missed me like crazy. So yeah, we hit the road. We got some miles in, and then we started on Thursday and got there late in the afternoon. So yeah, I guess
it wasn't too late.
No,
it was
so
like 2:00.
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, it wasn't bad. We got checked into the hotel, and the Mountain Readiness was at Harmony in Harmony, North Carolina. You could not find an easier thing to drive to.
No, it was a straight run.
So we hopped on Interstate 40 right from our property. When you go north, as soon as you get on the interstate, you get on Interstate 40, and we just basically go east for 8 hours, 9 hours. And you get to Harmony, you make one turn off the interstate, it's half a mile, and you're at the campsite. So we got there. We got there early, set up our table, set up our canopy, and of course we get to see Joel and Wendy. Spent a lot of time with them this weekend. If you guys don't know Joel, that's Joel Riles of Fortress K9, and Wendy, his wife. They great people. We love them to death. Some of our best friends around for sure, aren't they? So
definitely.
So yeah, that was Thursday. We got there, and we were. This has been the story of our fucking last 3 weeks. We are just tired. I have this habit of taking on just a little too much, don't I? And we are just. Chris Dixon said, "Love seeing you in the bike suit." I will talk about that in a minute. Good to see you, Chris Dixon. So I love doing these events. You had a hell of a time at this event.
I did. It was fun.
But 2 months is too long. I'm beat.
I haven't even been here for 2 months.
I know.
And I'm beat.
I'm exhausted. We have run back and forth across the state of Tennessee, and it's been great. I've had a hell of a time, but I'm tired. I'm so glad that next weekend's event is just a chill, laid back, relaxed with some friends at Nate and Aaron's, because there's no stress at their event. There's no having to speak or.
As long as they don't get too mad, then I'm going to turn into a pumpkin around 9 o'clock.
No, it'll be fine. Yeah, it'll be good.
Because I'm so beat.
So we got, all right, so let's fill you guys in on Mountain Readiness, because I'm going to tell you, we friggin' loved Mountain Readiness, didn't we?
Yeah, no, it was really good.
It was such a nice event. So we got there Thursday, set up our table, made our rounds. It was super easy. We get there, they had the tickets for us. And then we chatted for a little bit. We knew we weren't going to stay very long Thursday night.
No.
So we hung out with Joel and Wendy. I think we stood there and talked for about an hour and a half, didn't we, till the sun went down? Remember?
Give or take an hour, yeah.
Yeah, so that was great. And then Friday was rough because not that bad, but I spoke very first thing in the morning, right?
And we were tired.
We were tired.
We didn't want to get up.
The theme of this trip, folks, we were tired, but that's okay. So yeah, so you lose an hour. Yeah, that's really funny. Hardway, Alaska said, "Guessing your favorite spring song is On the Road Again." Yes, it is. And it's not bad. I mean, we're not as young as we used to be.
No,
but
I even think 10 years ago, we still.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're always tired. That's just the nature of putting yourself out there and giving everything you've got, right? I mean, you're going to be tired when you're done. So Friday morning, so you lose an hour because once you cross around Knoxville, it changes to Eastern time. So on top of needing to be there first thing in the morning, we had to be there even an hour earlier because of the time zone change. So we got there, got set up. They had just a wonderful little setup. They had a bunch of those, I don't know what you'd call them, like those temporary carport shelters or whatever, like they're made out of tarps.
They look more like banquet.
Yes, that's it.
Like that you would
use.
If
they had an outdoor wedding. Yes, that's what it was.
The big white ones with like the clear windows.
And I guess I can't jinx it now because it's over with, but not a hiccup with PowerPoint at all.
Not that I noticed,
hooked up beautifully. They had power for every room, and I did my preparedness presentation, which was pretty damn good this time, wasn't it?
It was.
I was starting to think that needs to be expanded into like a 4 or 8 hour course. Hey,
it does, yeah. Because there's a lot there that you touch on, but you probably should go into more detail. Because a lot of people, you could tell they were leaving wanting more info.
And I'm starting to find that an hour isn't enough time to teach it all. So what I'm thinking is I could probably do it as an online course too, but I can actually, that way, if I do it from the workshop now that I have Starlink, I can do everything out in the workshop.
Mm-hmm.
And I could have physical props that I could show people how to use shark bites, how to use, how to service your generator, how to run your generator, all of that kind of stuff.
Well, and the little ones, like the shark bites and the Wagyu stuff, you could bring all that and show them how to
Absolutely,
do it. And you can even pass it around so everybody can see it.
So I actually talked to Forrest Garvin. If you don't know him, he runs PrepperNet. And I think that I'm going to run a course through him at some point online. So
I think you should.
A paid course is a really good thing. Like, I love those. They're good. Yeah. Hey, Mark said, good evening. Thank you for all your inspiration. We do what we can, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's a lot of it about us saying that we're tired too, is because like when you're at these events, you're always on.
We leave everything on the table. Don't we?
Like you're always on. And
it's not a bad thing.
I don't want people to misinterpret that because what you're seeing here, this is who we are.
Yes.
We might look a little bit more tired today, but how we talk to you in people, like in person, is how we are. But you're still always on.
Yeah. Oh, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Because your brain's functioning at a certain level, but then when you get people that want to talk to you and they're asking you questions, you're up here, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then like you're mentally tired because you're always answering and it's not a bad thing. It's not.
No.
But after a couple of events, like I think you're more mentally tired than you are physically tired.
Because I want to know here's the thing. Everybody I meet, I'm genuinely curious about.
Yeah.
I want to hear everyone's stories. I want to hear what everybody is doing because we genuinely care about people. We freaking love people.
And I love talking to people.
Yeah.
And I love meeting new people. But again, at the end of the weekend, you're just kind of like, oh,
yep.
That was so much fun, but I'm so tired.
Yeah, you're just you're emotionally and mentally zapped at the end of the weekend. Yeah. And that's okay. That's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
There's a very rare person that can do that kind of thing for 100 days in a row or whatever it happens to be.
Well, and I'm getting and of course since my presentation, I get people that are coming to me now, and that's okay. Because I enjoy talking to people, but again, it's like I find that you have to be more mentally on because if they're asking you questions, you have to be able to answer them. You don't want to look at them and go like,
You're gonna say turned on, right? Yeah.
No.
Okay,
no.
Mentally turned on. So
no, but you don't want to look at them like with a deer in a headlight look. Because you're just like
exactly. And I still even doing my best. I still forget some folks sometimes.
Yeah, and I feel really bad when I forget people's names and stuff.
Too.
It's not intentional. I am going to be 45, so my brain is like 45 years of mush up there. So it's like I do the best I can. I'm better than he is.
Absolutely.
But it is hard sometimes.
But I want to shout out to Rachel. We got to meet Rachel in person, a delinquent from the workshop.
Yeah.
She drops in quite a lot on our live streams now, and it's really good to see you. we had a great conversation. She brought
Yep.
me some gifts. They were very thoughtful gifts.
Yeah,
weren't
they were.
So,
They're really cool.
yeah, I don't know if I keep it as a, can I say, you think it'd be all right to say what it was nothing serious, but yeah, it was really nice because she was, anyway, Rachel, thank you. She brought us some liquid IV to go in my go bag, or powdered, I guess it's instant, whatever it is, liquid IV, I guess they call it.
Well, yeah, you add it to water.
Yeah, just add to water for my go bag, and a bunch of pre-mixed coffee, like sweet coffees with creamer in them, because she always felt so bad because whenever I'd make coffee at Delinquent's Gully, I had no creamer in it. So thank you, Rachel. It meant the world to us. It's those things.
More to him, because I don't drink coffee, but
Oh.
the liquid IV stuff, that'll probably be really good for me, because I do get headaches and stuff from the heat. So.
Oh yeah, no, I'm excited to try it. And Chris Dixon, I don't know if you're still in here. You sent me up a bunch of stuff a little while ago that came. I think it came from one of your battle boxes, and I've been using the fire starters you sent me, and I've been using the water flavor agents or whatever. They're both really good. So thanks, man. They went in my go bag, and I've been using it at the cabin to kind of test out some of the stuff. So Friday we did the only one. So I only recorded one of my 2 presentations, and the main reason for that was that on day 2, it rained like nobody's business,
and thunder and lightning and but it didn't start right away though. We actually had a pretty good morning.
We did, yeah. It got to about lunch,
11-ish, 11:30ish, and it wasn't just like, oh no, here comes the rain and just little light sprinkles. It was like open down it came. Yeah, it was. So and it didn't let up for a long time.
I'll go back to Friday for a little bit because it was a good day. And so I have a whole list in my phone. I think probably about 25 to 30 people that I've made solid connections with to come on the podcast at all these different events. So I talked to a bunch of folks at this one that are going to come on. But probably the coolest thing was getting to meet Franklin Horton in person. We've talked about his books in the Post-Apocalyptic Book Club before. I've had him on the show. I hope you guys enjoyed that interview. But him and I sat down for what was supposed to be, again, a 20-minute interview. Turned out to be a 45-minute chat. So it was great. So probably, a third to half that'll end up on the YouTube channel, and the rest will end up on the Patreon at some point in the future.
And Angry American was there.
Yep. Got to see Chris Weatherman again, which was awesome. Actually picked, down the road, anyway, I got a couple surprises from Franklin for a giveaway down the road. So we'll talk about that another day, but that was pretty cool. What else did we buy? We bought some berry bushes.
Yeah, we didn't buy too much. Oh yeah, we should ask.
We
should ask Carrie if he's available. Carrie, I bought 2 elderberry bushes and
3 raspberry
bushes, and I want to plant them around the cabin, but I wanted to clarify with you that it's okay I do that.
Yes. We got to check with the boss.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't want to plant something that's going to be invasive. And then it's gonna. Yeah. So I think that's pretty much.
I think that's all we bought.
Yeah, we didn't buy.
Plants.
We didn't buy a ton of stuff.
I bought. What did I get? I bought an insulated blanket, like a foil insulated blanket for emergency use. I bought a canister of 40% DEET, and I bought a spork with a knife in it.
Yeah, I think that's. Oh, and I didn't buy too much because I didn't want to haul too much back.
Now we're getting. Yeah, we know we're getting to the point where
And but there wasn't really anything I was really looking for either. But
so what did we? I mean, there's lots there, but I mean, I guess the first thing I loved about, and so he took Bob or Rob, whatever you want. Yeah. Anyway, he said they had around 800 people.
I believe it.
Yeah, it was a big event, guys. I'm telling you, it felt damn near as big as Prepper Camp, and this is only their 3rd event, their 2nd year doing it.
And what really sucked though too is because Friday, I don't think Friday had.
No,
it had quite a few people.
Yep.
It didn't have
it had
a ton.
A great crowd for a Friday.
But everyone was saying, Saturday's going to be better because people working on Friday.
And the morning was good.
The morning was, but then it started raining.
Pouring, guys.
And then everyone kind of teetered out.
But I would say, and I talked to Joel about this, I think there was as many or maybe a few more vendors there than was at Prepper Camp. The atmosphere was
I've never been
awesome. No, I know you haven't. But a Prepper Camp usually has around 1,000 people show up. So this wasn't quite that yet. But if you're a vendor thinking, hey, I need to go somewhere with a really warm audience and I want my most bang for my buck, I'm telling you, Mountain Readiness is where it's at.
The people were actually really friendly.
Oh,
and
man.
And I didn't and I didn't get any
Weird vibes.
any weird vibes from
Yep.
any of them. Like they you could tell that everybody was there for a purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was there for something. And there was kids there, and the kids were all well behaved.
It's a really
and,
chill vibe.
Yeah.
They had, what did they have? There must have been 5 or 6 food vendors altogether.
It was
Yep.
really the one little boy that came up to the booth there.
Yes.
And he was looking at Tim's patches. And Tim was telling him about the patch of the month. And he goes, "That is the most incredible idea I have ever heard." I think he was like, he was like, what, 7 or 8?
Yeah, I was
He
like, dude, that's
very,
awesome.
I didn't get his name, but very
We
well,
gave him a patch, didn't we?
very
Yeah.
well spoken young man. And every kid there was very
So
well
polite.
behaved. Yeah, like they none of them were like, they were just so, they were all so polite.
Friday was a
Yeah,
hot
like,
day, and there was 3 kids that had an insulated wagon. There was a cooler in a wagon,
cooler in a wagon
with ice cold water and pop, driving up and down the hill. And I just got some kind of spam message from somebody saying, "Why are you ignoring my message? It's very rude of you." Let's see what. "Hello, dear. How are you doing today? Why are you ignoring my message? That's very rude of you." "Well, Olivia Scott, why are you interrupting a live stream? Goodbye." There we are. So Tim O'Reilly says, "Those will be great, and you can propagate them all over the property. The raspberries, I think maybe the elderberries too. I don't know much about elderberries. So
I know Brian might know too.
yeah. So we can maybe make some elderberry syrup or something like that. So, oh, what is wrong with people?
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
I
I know. They're
guarantee it's not Olivia Scott. but-
No, it's some kind of spammer. So okay, Friday we did that. The vendors were awesome. I actually got to talk to Nurse Amy. If you guys know Amy, Nurse Amy and Doc Bones. I didn't get to see Doc. I went down to see them. They had already, I think they were maybe teaching a presentation, but I got to talk to Amy for a little while. Met a nice new author there. Well, I'm going to be bringing him on the show at some point. I look forward to some content coming forward because I picked up a de-Googled phone, and I'm going to be partnering with the guy who I bought it from, and we're going to do some content on it, and we'll see where that goes. But I'm pretty excited about that.
Mhm.
I was looking for another kind of affiliate sponsor type thing, and that worked out really good. And then Friday night, we didn't stay up super late, did we?
No, I think we went back. I think it was like 9:30ish.
But we had a hell of a time because
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
we polished off just about a quart of bourbon, and
you did.
not sorry,
You and Joel.
Joel. Yeah. Me, Joel, and Sean. Actually, Sean
Mm.
helped a little bit. Not Sean Mills, but Sean, the de-Googled phone guy. He was awesome. So we sat down, polished off the better part of a quart of bourbon, had some cigars, and it was a really nice chill night, wasn't it, babe?
It was.
That's what it's about, you know. We have a hell of a time meeting new people and then getting to hang out with some good folks in the evening, help blow off some steam. And then, was it also Friday that I that I did some bite work with Maeve?
Mhm.
Yeah, everything happened Friday because Saturday turned out to be a wash, unfortunately, because of the weather. But if you haven't seen the video, it's been posted on Instagram. I decided to get in the ring with Maeve.
Okay, so hear me out.
Yes.
Hear me out before anybody judges. This is Maeve
You can see her. She's a beautiful girl.
and me.
Yep.
Maeve will be joining us in a year when she retires.
And we have plans of moving to the country.
And we have
by
plans to
then.
move into the
Yes.
country. But hear me out before anybody says anything because I already have chihuahuas. We are moving to the country.
Yes.
So
I'm going to eat us lots of peaches. For anybody else who doesn't get that reference.
So-
If you're less than 40-something years old, you might not have got that.
So before
reference.
anybody thinks that we're some like crazy dog people.
Well, we're working on moving to anyway.
Yeah, we're
so
working on moving
yeah.
towards it. We're hoping.
We're pretty excited. Yeah, we've had our eye on something for a while, and hopefully we can pull the trigger on it at some point here in the next.
And
over the
Maeve
summer.
is going to be joining us from Joel and Wendy.
We've been
So
talking
excited.
about this for a couple of years. We fell in love with Maeve when we met her, probably 18 months ago, or maybe a full year, whatever it was.
And she'll be 5 when we get her, and she'll be retired.
Yeah,
And
but still lots of life in her.
and she's a good
Oh,
dog.
so
I just love her. I think I think the world of her.
I'm actually kind of excited about having a big dog too, somebody I can rough and tumble with.
And it was funny. We took her for a walk, and we got around the corner, and she was nice enough to leave a nice big poop for Tim to clean.
Yep, it's like there you go. I guess
She broke you.
There you go, Tim.
There you go. Clean that up.
Chris says 5's a great age. I think so. I mean, she's still got, lots of pep in her step, and we'll still be able to use her as a protection dog. But
she was listening to my commands really well, and I was walking with her, and whenever we would go around a corner and somebody would come out from somewhere, she got right close to me and pressed against me, and then she would just set on them, and she would stand there and stare at them and stuff. So it made me feel pretty good.
It was cool.
Yeah.
And Joel and Wendy are super excited that she's staying in the family too, because it's got to be tough. As much as it's a business for them, they know, when a dog gets past breeding age, they have to move them out so they have room for other dogs. And so we've been talking about it for a while. So if you haven't seen the video, I decided to do some bite work. I put
She felt bad.
No, she didn't need to. She did her job.
She did though. She felt bad.
Yeah. So I put on the big arm sleeves, which was a lot of fun. And got in there, and I decided to get real aggressive with her. Joel's like, get as aggressive as you want. He said, I'm right here. If things get out of control, I'll just pull her back. And they just about get out of control, folks. So
she lunged for his jugular.
He said how the good dogs, the ones he's got trained really good, are really good at switching arms. So I would get one arm in, let her bite and pull. And I knew to keep my legs, sideways and shoulder width apart. And I got them in there, and she'd bite. And then I'd come in with the other one and kind of pretend to punch her in the face, and come across. And she'd grab a hold there. Couldn't get any purchase. She knew she couldn't. So after about 4 or 5 switches between arms, she's like,
she had enough.
You stupid son of a bitch. And I leaned in a little too far, and she goes, comes right up. Right at my chest.
She was trying to get here.
Going for my neck.
She was going for the neck.
But she grabbed my lanyard that I had my event badge on, and that went flying, came out of her mouth. She bit my shirt without putting a hole in it, but left a mouth print on it where her blood was. So we had one hell of a I loved it.
Didn't get skin.
No.
I think you would have had a really healthy bruise.
I would have. That would have been really cool.
She was all business at that point.
And it would have been, here's the thing. It would have been 100% my fault.
Yep.
And that's okay. I would have been cool with it.
But after she did it, though, she felt bad. You could tell, but that's the German Shepherd in her, because she didn't want to hurt you. But
at the moment she did, and that's her job.
So. Yeah, but when she comes back down, she kind of looked up and she's like, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that." Right? Nice
to see Angie Marie. We're going to see Angie this weekend at Nate and Aaron's place, so that'll be good. So,
but it was. I got it all on video.
I'm glad I did it. I'll do it again many times now. That was fun. I'd never done it before.
And the other 2 guys were that were doing the bite work were with Maeve as well. I got those videos.
Yep. And
I was so proud of her. She did so good.
The one guy had a. Did he have a shepherd with him, or no? What was it?
Yeah, no, so, he had a
here we go,
guys.
With him. So the other guy, he said, "I'm going to go in and do bite work with Maeve. Will you hold my dog, because I'm scared that she'll try to come in and protect me when Maeve starts biting."
And it was a male.
Oh, a male. Sorry,
a male German Shepherd.
Yep.
Not fixed, and he was bigger than Maeve.
So Joel has these really cool over the shoulder. What are they, harnesses?
Yeah, that's what I had made.
It's like a leash that has a loop on it, like a metal loop, and you can put it like my over the shoulder tactical carry bag. You know?
Your Merce. It goes over your shoulder.
And so I put that around me, and I thought, okay, well, I'm prepared. Kind of bury my feet in. When Maeve goes to bite the owner, I'm expecting this dog to go nuts. Maeve is just chewing the shit out of this dude, and the guy's dog is like looking around, smelling for donuts, looking at another dog up the.
Couldn't give 2 shits.
Didn't give him never mind. It was funny.
It was actually quite.
I had to laugh
because I thought for sure he was going to go nuts.
Oh, I thought so too, 100%, and he didn't, so that was good.
Yeah, and he was a beautiful dog too.
Oh yeah, he was a gorgeous dog. So I think that sums up Friday, doesn't it? Pretty much. Yeah, we sold almost the rest of the Canadian chocolate bars. We have a few left.
The girls will be happy.
Yeah, they will. So we have just a few left, which was cool. We sold maybe, I don't know, we did pretty good with the silver. We got
a few left. I think Brian and Corey wanted some more because Brian consumed.
And I think Jamie wants some more too. So we'll make sure. And I saved silver for Jamie because I know he wants some of that. We sold a few battery packs, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And a few patches, but we don't go to sell.
No. It just gives us a place to hang.
They give us a table. So they're like, hey, you got a spot to set up a table. So we set up a table and I need to have something. So we don't
go to make money out of it because Because, like, honestly, you can't make money at that. Like,
It was not with what we sell.
No,
Lots of
no,
people
no.
do. Lots of people do. Really
lots
good,
of people who come in with the intention
Yeah.
of selling to make money. Like, good on them. But
some people
but-
just want something to
yeah,
support you with.
honestly, I'm just happy with the fact of having a place to chill.
Absolutely. Get you under the sun. And,
Yeah, and not sitting there looking like an idiot with an empty table.
oh, yeah.
So
Bob or Robert Toombs, him and Chris Weatherman, Angry American, organized it. And I got to give them kudos because they did a hell of a job.
they did.
The parking was great. The vendors were great. The vendor setup was great, other than a couple of hiccups, which they fixed very quickly. The food was great. The kind of full, vast stretch of speakers was really good. It was a really nice array of different things. They had on-hand kind of demos. Joel Salatin's son, Daniel Salatin, was there doing a chicken processing workshop. There was so many hands-on. It's very much a hands-on, hard skill kind of conference. So that was a lot of fun, wasn't it?
It was,
To the point where they don't call you speakers, they call you educators. And I like that. Yeah. So we will definitely go back at some point in the future for sure, because they put on a good show and you left with a smile on your face. Everybody was happy. You didn't have anybody bitching or moaning about anything. And
just about the rain.
yeah, well, so all right.
Because it was cold and there was a lot of rain.
So we knew it was kind of cool. So I spoke first thing Friday and then second to last thing on Saturday.
Yeah.
And that was kind of cool. So we get to sleep in a little bit. We got there about 10 o'clock Saturday morning.
Yeah.
And that was good. Hey, there's Rachel. Good to see you. This was Rachel C. I love that picture of the dog she has there. Says, I'm late, but glad to catch the live. Totally hid in my tent and ate one of my chocolate bars Friday night. So yummy. So much better than American candy bars. Absolutely. And we were bragging you up earlier, Rachel. So if you catch the replay, you'll hear it. But we thought the world of you dropping by and giving us those nice presents. So thank you. So Saturday morning, yeah, rain. We got about 2 hours in. It was nice. And then it started raining. And it started raining and raining and raining. So we eventually decided it wasn't going to stop. So we tore our table down because we knew we were leaving after.
Well, and the canopy we bought was kind of leaking.
Yeah.
But
So
I think it was from the air thing, and it was coming in and running down the seams.
I think the seams need to be weatherproofed. I'm pretty sure. So.
But
They're-
you're not supposed to be able to.
Well, you do that with tents too. Some tents don't come so
I don't know.
you get a treatment that you put on the seams, but whatever. Either way,
Yeah.
it wasn't horrible, but it was.
But it kind of sucked though because it made our table wet.
Nobody was buying anything, and so we decided for the last hour, we shut the table down, put everything away, and then went over and sat under Joel and Wendy's.
Yeah, we went
canopy
and
in front of
infringed on their.
They always let us.
I
They
know.
love it. It means the world. to
We're
let us
coming
go
through.
over, so. And then I spoke Saturday afternoon. And it was tough because the one downside is they had no amplified speaker.
They
no
did
sound.
in the big tent,
In the
but
big
not in
tent.
the little ones.
Small tents were good, but they had no speakers in there, no microphones. And with the rain coming down, I had to project my voice quite a bit, and I'm still a little hoarse, aren't I? You can hear it.
It kind of calmed down a little bit, though.
Oh,
so
thank God.
it wasn't
Yeah.
too loud. That's why you didn't record the second one.
Yeah,
because
I didn't bother recording because all you would have heard was a shit ton of rain in the background.
It kind of was almost as loud as metal roofing.
It really
It
was.
was
Yeah,
quite
it
loud.
was loud. But yeah, it did. By the halfway point, it mellowed out a lot. And I just took a couple more steps forward so that I was right at the edge of the crowd, and that helped a lot. So yeah, it was fun. Oh, the little old lady, she wasn't that old, but she was older than us anyway. She put up her hand at the end and she said, I don't have a question, but I just want to tell you. She said,
She had to have a testimony.
a testimony. I got to testify. She said, was it last week I fixed my dryer? And would she say it cost her $6?
Yep, because she had a $20.
She found $20 worth of change in the dryer when she fixed it. And the belt cost her $26.
Yeah.
And she was so proud because, I mean, you're not getting an appliance repair person out to your place for less than 100 minimum, and probably more than that nowadays, right?
And there's not many.
Hey!
And they're few and far between.
They very much are. And there's Mr. MT Knives himself. Just took it off as I sat down there. If anybody's looking for a good neck knife, check out Patrick. He has some awesome neck. I love his stuff. Man, I love his stuff. It's so easy to recommend,
Did you tell him that Patrick, we were blaming you earlier for breaking Tim's camera on the laptop.
Oh my God, guys.
Because
So
you were touching it.
okay, so here we go. I need to tell you something.
Message Patrick and tell him he broke the camera.
So the other night when Patrick and I did the live stream, the camera wouldn't turn on.
I think it's because you guys were still messing with it.
Yeah,
you probably
we were.
slid that.
Yeah, so I think what ended up happening was there's a physical switch, and maybe all laptops have this now. I'd never saw it before, but it's a physical switch that does. I'm not going to flick it, but it comes across, and it's a physical cover over the camera, but it also turns off your webcam so that it doesn't just go black. It literally shuts off the signal. So it freaked me out. I thought something was weird. So the night that Pat and I were doing it, it was acting up. So I just tapped my monitor, and it must have been just enough to move the slider.
Well, both of you were messing with it up there.
So then, anyway, tonight I sat down. I'm like, what the hell's going on, hon? I was ready to call it quits. Couldn't get anything. Turns out there's a shutter with a physical switch attached to it. So there we go. Anyway, so thank you, Patrick. In a roundabout way, you helped me figure out a feature about my laptop that I thought I was going to need warranty for. So you can tell. Yeah. So we finished up. We left a little early Saturday night because it was still pouring, and we knew there was. And we'd already planned on leaving Saturday night.
Well, my feet were wet.
Yes.
And your feet were wet.
And the wolves were after us.
The wolves were after us, and the cuffs of my pants were wet. But
that was the plan before we even went. The plan was to go for Friday and Saturday because I wasn't there. There wasn't a whole lot of speaking going on Sunday. So for us, we knew toward the end of this trip, a 2-day event would be great. So then, we got up this morning and we did something completely random. So here's what we do.
Which was nice.
It was so nice. We needed, I just need to back up just a little bit because we have had, and I this isn't an apology. It's just a truth. Me personally have probably had 15 invites from different people during this trip, and we have not been able to make near all of them. And a lot has to do with just being so damn busy. And we would love, at some point, we are going to come down once we have the cabin built, and it's going to become a vacation as opposed to work. And I just feel bad because we've had to turn down a lot of incredible people who have been like, would you like to come and see us? And yes, we would. We love everybody who has asked us. We just can't physically do it. Today, we just...
Maybe about 20 years ago.
No, not even then.
No, it's true, though. Like, it's hard. And
we've managed to meet with a few folk, and it's been awesome. We just haven't been able to do everybody.
And it's hard saying no.
I feel bad saying no, but I just knew we couldn't. And so we just hit the road today with no plan. We just said we're going to drive till we get to a hotel because we knew we weren't going to do the full day. The only thing we knew we wanted to get to a Disney store. We got you one of those.
Yeah, because I promised Gracie I was going to get her some stuff. And just so you know, there is like only 1 or 2 stores left in Tennessee.
Yes.
So, I talked to the manager at this one. She said there's only 22 left in the States.
Yeah. So, and there's none in Canada anymore.
No, they shut them all down.
Yeah.
They were the
first
first
we found
ones.
it. But so every single trip when we do this, we come to a point, and it's usually near the end of the trip, where we decide to do something totally random that wasn't on our schedule. And it's usually some sort of touristy thing, and we just chill the hell out, enjoy ourselves, kind of geek out on history, and just enjoy each other's company with nobody else around, right? And that's what we did today. Mm-hmm. We were driving along through North Carolina, and Becky's like, hey, look, it's the Biltmore House. And I'm like, what is that? She goes, I follow it on Facebook.
I've been following the Biltmore House for about 2.5 years now.
Yeah, didn't even know. It literally says Biltmore House in 2 miles. I'm like, fuck it. And we hopped off the highway and we went and spent five hours there.
Yeah. In the heat.
It was awesome.
It was so much fun. It reminded me of some of the castles over in England. It was really nice.
It's the single largest residential residence in the U.S.
What did they say? It was 75,000 square feet or something?
No,
like that?
over 100.
Over
100,000 square feet. 250 rooms, 4 or 5 floors. I can't remember. I saw earlier it was either 47 or 67 bathrooms.
Yeah.
It had an indoor pool. This was all built in 1899 to 1904 or 1905. Indoor pool. It had
indoor tennis courts.
It had tennis courts. I didn't see those. Okay.
Tennis court, bowling alley.
Bowling alley. Yep. So here's the craziest thing. When it was built in 1899, it had electricity. It had both AC and DC power because they didn't know which one was going to catch on. and they have massive DC generators down in the basement.
They wouldn't let him
They
see.
wouldn't let me see.
I thought he was going to cry.
I would have begged. I wanted to go see them so bad, but they wouldn't. So, but I did get to ride in a 125-year-old elevator. It was built in 1899 by the Otis Company, Otis Elevators.
Mhm.
The elevator here tonight, Otis Elevators.
Yeah.
So I had a hell of a time. I had to wait because it's an elevator for people who are handicapped or old people.
He talked her into giving him a ride.
I was like, if nobody else wants a ride, would you just take me up? I'll walk down the stairs. And she's like, absolutely.
yeah.
That damn elevator was smoother than any elevator I've been in the hotel in the last 10 years.
And everyone there was so friendly.
Oh
and-
my goodness.
And
they
very
were.
like informative. Like everybody knew so much information.
Patrick says that house sounds almost big enough for his crew. It's close, Pat. It's close.
I think they would get lost. I couldn't
Oh,
believe
man.
how big this place was. It was incredible.
I don't know. Man, I think the library was my favorite room.
I think so too.
That
It
was
in the
so
in the
gorgeous.
tapestry room.
The tapestry room was cool. It was just I go to geek out on this kind of stuff. So I'm looking at the electrical fixtures. I'm looking at the plugs mounted in the wall. I'm looking at these about 3/4 inch in diameter slot screws for holding the hinges
Well,
on.
I'm looking at the tapestries that
Oh.
were sewn in the 1500s.
The massive sewer pipes they had. Oh man, they had their own boiler heat there. One thing I didn't figure out was they actually had fridges in there from 1899. They were full insulated rooms.
They were cool looking.
They were cool, and I'm not exactly sure if they just used like cool lake water or what they did, but
I don't know.
it was really neat.
and what they
and-
say he had 125,000 acres or something.
Yeah,
like that?
125,000 acres as well. Just the most beautiful up on a hill in
And the
North
gardens were
Carolina.
so nice, and it had like a conservatory, kind of like the Clue game.
Yes,
but
man,
no,
you could
but-
play Clue in there for a month.
oh yeah,
Whew.
well the gardens were everything was in bloom. We went into the one corner of the garden there where it was all the rose bushes, and all you could smell was the roses. It was so
Oh,
pretty.
There was a billiards room. Oh yeah, it was. What else?
The
and
pool tables. The pool tables weighed a ton each.
Yep, they
1
were,
ton each,
and they were made by the Brunswick Pool Table Company, which
and they
is
were
still in.
they were all
yeah,
oak.
all oak. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think one was pool, one was snooker, maybe, but I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
but they each weighed a ton,
Mhm.
and
And what? Oh, the fireplaces, the massive fireplaces. This place felt like a castle. You know,
that's why it reminded me of some of the castles over in England. It was
they
like, especially
said
the gardens.
it's almost twice as big as the next largest residence in the U.S. So it was such a worth the time going. We had a hell of a time.
Little
Yep.
costly though.
Oh yeah,
I'd say it was a little costly
It
to go
was.
in for the day, and
Be prepared.
Be prepared, yeah.
because it was a bit of sticker shock there. So
yeah, like, and of course, and then they have like all the like they've got. But we didn't do the winery because we
No.
don't have interest in wine. But you could do the winery and the conservatory and everything. But if you wanted to do like the rooftop tour and everything, you had to pay extra.
I wanted to do the rooftop tour,
and-
but not this time. We didn't.
Yeah,
have
but
time.
but every little thing was a little bit of an
Yeah.
extra charge, and it was kind of like that's kind of steep.
It was,
So,
but it was fun. I'm really glad we did it.
but even the castles in England were cheaper than that.
Right,
So-
yeah.
yeah, but yeah, no, it was a little steep in price, but I totally get it though because they
That's how
have to
they
have
fund
the
it.
money
Yeah.
so to fund it, right? So
Yeah, and then we beautiful gift shops. We picked up some nice stuff, and then really nice little food place.
yeah,
So I had for my first time, I guess it was I think I said a South Carolina slaw dog. I'd never had a slaw dog, but I've heard about them from some people here in Tennessee. And now somebody's going to shoot me for this. But anyway, it's normally a hot dog with chili, coleslaw, and onions. But I didn't order it with onions. I got it with
You
coleslaw
don't
and
like
chili.
onions.
No, I don't. So I got it with coleslaw and chili, and it was awesome. It was really good. And then they had
ice cream.
homemade really nice
Mhm.
ice cream, and I had a pina colada milkshake with coconut rum in it.
Yep.
And I also had while we were there a Southern Belle, which was hard. I don't know what they called it. It was like sweet iced tea liqueur with limoncello and a cup. It was really good. You couldn't
Yeah.
even taste couldn't taste the liquor. Either it was watered down or it was doing its job. So the gardens were great. So if anybody's ever looking, look up the price before you go, just so
Yeah.
it doesn't surprise you.
And
Maybe there's coupons out there that we didn't know about.
well, they said they have an annual pass,
Yes.
which actually probably is more beneficial if you're going to go more than once.
it's like like zoos. They all do this where an annual pass is like 1.5 times a single pass.
Yeah.
And that's fine because it's a way to support and it's a way to go back.
Well,
So,
and of course, I said, well, I was saying, it was like, man, I'd love to go stay at the hotel they have and everything.
Yeah.
There. I'm like, oh, it'd be so great to stay at the inn. Make sure you look at those prices before you book anything, like before you get all.
they were like $500 to $600 a night.
The room I was looking at was like $692 a night.
Yeah, way too much.
That's way too steep.
But nice place to visit. Just
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, but
it's
you
like
know
Hotel
what? Though,
California.
off season might be cheaper because I was looking in May.
Yeah.
So maybe like October to May is cheaper.
And then as we were leaving, we got hit by one of those nice Smoky Mountain weather systems where it came in, oh man, like a bugger.
It didn't hear any thunder though.
No, but the raindrops were big enough to take a cat away or a chihuahua if you had one of those. But they were hitting like hail. It wasn't as bad as the storm I got coming out of prep camp 2 years ago where I had to pull over on the highway because I couldn't see and there were limbs down everywhere, but it wasn't too far off from that. On the highway heading in, the I-40, less than a half an hour from somewhere between Asheville and what was it, Asheville and Statesville or
Seaverville.
Yeah, no, just close to North Carolina. That was Statesville where we spent the night.
Yeah.
So just outside of Statesville, they must have had either a tornado or something damned close to a tornado because there was right in this one section on the interstate, there was an old rusty billboard that was completely collapsed. And at first I thought, oh, that must have fell over. And then as soon as we look across the street, there was 6 or 8 massive honking trees that were uprooted all along there. So either a, kind of a tornado or something close to a tornado because it was neat to see. Mm-hmm. I would have liked to get some pictures of the billboard that was blown over, but I did find one archaeological relic of the past today though. A Super K, remember? Yes, we found a Kmart. It's not in business anymore, but the signage was still up.
And the building was all like boarded up and the windows were smashed.
Again, it looked like a post-apocalyptic thing.
It did. It'd be a good spot for a movie.
I know. Yes, Worm and I are going to.
Yeah, I was going to say he should let him know.
We're going to do it. We are going to do one of these years. We're going to do like a 15 to 30 minute short post-apocalyptic film.
But you should do it at the Super K.
That would be I've just been scoping out scenes.
That would be a good
awesome
spot because it was pretty rough all around it. So
I didn't get a picture of the truck in it, but we did stop at the lights and was able to snap a really good picture. So I'll post that on Instagram. But that's been a hell of a time, hasn't it, babe?
Yeah.
So we kind of slowed down a little bit today.
We bailed on Brian tomorrow. So
no, he knows. I already told her. He said to take our time and just enjoy ourselves, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to sleep in the morning. We're going to hit the road. We're going to putt along. We'll probably stop way too many times simply because you can feel it, can't you?
Yeah.
I can feel it too. And then Tuesday, we're meeting up with Brian and Corey from the Lots Project. They're coming out spending the day with us at the property
to get the bathroom,
to get the storage done, and hopefully maybe make a quick tweak with the roof too if we can. Maybe when we get there Monday, maybe we'll run straight to Savannah and get some more metal for the roof because we need that.
Why can't we just get it at the hardware indicator?
Well, we need to it needs to come from Lowe's.
It
has to be from Lowe's.
Okay.
So maybe we can get some.
Well, maybe we could stop on the way through. There's got to be a Lowe's here.
Yeah, but how do we
just slide it across the top.
We need ratchet straps. We'll hold it down without digging into the.
No. Just underneath the tonneau cover, just slide it in. And we only probably need 2 pieces.
It's too long. It won't. We'll figure it out. We could probably ratchet it down somehow safely. But we'll come up with a solution because that's what we need. That's all we need. And then absolutely. And then Wednesday is our last day on the property. We get our asses up Thursday morning, and we're gonna clamber north. We're gonna do about a half. So we've already decided that we're gonna do Thursday, Friday to get to Nate and Aaron. So which will be good. It'll be fun. But we're going to take our time because we can, because we're married and
we're old.
We're old, but we've built enough self-reliance into our lives that we can afford to take another day and travel if we want. And so we're going to go up and we're going to stop at about the 4-hour mark somewhere, just relax. We'll pick a random hotel in the middle of nowhere and relax. And then we'll do the same thing the next day. And we'll be at Nate and Aaron's for supper time on Friday.
And it's a special day today too.
Oh my goodness, it is an incredibly special day today. Now, I know for sure that 2 of the most beautiful girls in the entire world are not listening, but
they might be.
They might be. This episode is 100% dedicated to the 2 smart asses that I know, Alice and Charlotte Cook, were born on 5/5/10. So that was 14 years ago today. And
at 8:20 and 8:45 p.m.
Yep. And I remember the day. I've told the story a million times. Well, two things about that day, because it was special days. But I remember the day before, you and I talking, and I'm like, hey, there's two little buddies of ours in your tummy. We haven't met them yet. We don't know what their voices are like. We don't know what their eyes are going to look like. We don't know what their laugh's going to be like. But we get to meet them tomorrow. And we did. And I'll be damned if they aren't just as big smart asses as we are, but the most loving, caring, incredible young women that you will ever meet. Alice and Charlotte, we love you. And then I remember taking them out 2 days later. I think you spent 2 nights in the hospital or one?
2 nights.
2 nights. So the nurse comes in and they inspect your car seats to make sure you can carry them out. And I remember putting those 2 little bundles of joy, in the back seat of the truck, the van, and driving out of the hospital at like 4 kilometers an hour, white knuckled, thinking some idiot was going to ram into the back end of my truck and hit my beautiful little bundles of joy. And all I can tell you is some things never change, because if anybody ever hurt them, heaven help them, because, anyway, they're 14 years old today. Allie and Charlie, we absolutely love you.
It's the first birthday we've ever missed.
First birthday you've ever missed.
I've ever missed, yes.
I missed the first.
And I am having a hard time.
I am too. And we're going to call them here in a minute. But I realized I missed the birthday when I flew out to Alberta and I was out here working for them. So anyway, we're going to dedicate this episode to the cutest 2 little twins, shitheads in the world. Brian Alexovich's best friends.
Oh, yeah.
Because Corey loves them. Yeah. All right.
Well, if Brian and Corey are listening, Charlotte told me to tell Corey that she is her best friend. She just doesn't know it yet.
That's right. Yes. So.
And she just thinks, but she loves picking on Brian.
I know. I don't know.
She called him Buddy. He's made it up to Buddy status.
Buddy, yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah, Buddy.
She calls him Buddy. And that's a good status, just so you know.
So,
yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to let you go. We're going to call our girls. We're going to wish them a happy birthday again, because we're 2 hours behind them at the moment. So,
and they should be home. Well, they were going with Olivia and Curtis today and hanging out. So
yeah, hopefully they'll be home. They should be. So we appreciate you coming on short notice. A great crowd. I think we topped out around 17 or 18 people tonight. So thank you. And remember, just to fill you in real quick on the last of our schedule. So the next 3 days, we're at Delinquents Gully working with Brian. And then Thursday, Friday, we're heading north. Friday, Saturday, we're with Nate and Aaron at their place. Leaving Sunday morning, and then we're heading west and north. I think we're going to go across we're going to the mailbox and then up.
Yeah. I think
as long as we can make it happen. Anyway,
as long as it doesn't add too much.
We will be home in Provost, Alberta, Tuesday or Wednesday at the latest. So the 15th at the latest, I believe. So. Yeah. Which will be great. And then going forward, once I'm home, we will. Oh, Lisa McCullough, look at that. Good to see you out from Nova Scotia. She said, please tell the girls to say happy birthday. We absolutely will, Lisa.
And actually, Lisa, we're all going to be out on July 6th.
Yes, we're going to Nova Scotia for a week in July. So we'll see you.
And the girls are coming out, and Tim and I are coming out too.
For a little bit. So, yeah. So we'll be home. And then once I'm home, the podcast and live streams will be back to regularly scheduled programming. And one more sneak peek. I just got the first. Anyway, I've been telling you we've got some new intros, outros, and everything coming. I just tonight got the outro, the first preview of it. It looks awesome. So when I get home, we're looking at debuting them for the first This Week in Prepping that I do back in the home studio. So
in between all his numerous jobs that he has to do for me.
Nah, they can wait. You don't have to remind me every year. So
no. Oh no, they're getting done.
I love you. All right, folks. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, and have a great week.